We. Oh, don't do this now. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to JPWHUTV bloody live things. I tell you. My name's John, your host as always. I hope you're all doing well. This is a preview video of the. AJ, turn your mic down, mate. He never bloody listens. Honestly, colonials. So so guys, thank you very much for joining this live stream. And this is to discuss the live game of England versus Bulgaria in the Euro 2020 qualifiers. Before we go, we properly introduce AJ. Just want to do a quick shout out to 3retro.com. Please click the link in the description below for the sponsor of the channel. We'll take you directly through to the England section of the website, where you can purchase retro shirts from 1962. As and when up until pretty much 98, including the 1966 shirt that I'm currently wearing. There's also some nice, very, very nice England jackets in there as well, which you'll see from this little logo that's up here as well. So guys, go check those out. Any purchases made through the affiliate link in the description below will go to Isla's Fight for the next 16 purchases, because I know that Jess Winder, who is a guest on in 2 weeks' time, has also made a transaction recently. So he's bought quite a fair bit, folks. Jazz, if you watched your mate, thank you very much for that. And we'll so let's properly introduce him now, because even though he made a bit of a late coming straight into it. Hey, how you doing, mate? You all right?
Not too bad, my boy. Not too bad at all. Just a heads up, you sound absolutely terrible.
It always has problems every now and again. I don't know. It is literally for people that are on tablets or phones. It goes crazy. Because I had to listen back to one I did with Jake on Tuesday night. He was constantly having problems with me. I listened to it back and it was absolutely fine. So guys, anybody in the chat, please by all means let me know what the sound quality is like, and I'll try and sort it out. Yeah, Jess Winder saying it sounds crackling. So let me just try and sort this out. Give me 2 seconds, guys. Nothing ever goes to plan.
Must just be your channel then.
Right, is that any better?
Yeah, no, it's all good now. I would say it's just as you're introing me.
Yeah, Jazz has said in the chat that everything's all right, so I'm happy. Thank you very much, Jazz. Much appreciated, mate. Yeah, it's just every now and again we have these problems. Edward's in the chat. Come on, hello boys. Yep, welcome back, mate. Hope you're doing all right. And of course, nice. We've actually got a foreign viewer as well, El Ostito de la Casa. So something of my house. So come on, England. Thank you very much. Good. And also Darren Clark's will make the sounds awful. Yes, Darren. So hopefully now everything's okay. And just as I say that, Jazz. Yes, thank you very much, Jazz, and welcome into the channel. So guys, let's go through the team sheet first and foremost. It's an interesting one. This.
So, yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah, we have Pickford in goal with Trippier, Rose, Rice, Keane, Maguire, Sterling, where are we? Henderson, Kane, Barkley, and Rashford. Now, the interesting thing is this. I don't know about you, AJ, mate, but this to me screams 4-3-3. What do you reckon?
Yeah, Dr. Google does say 4-3-3 as well. That bench, yeah, looks interesting. I think we're well covered in the bench. I think the only sticking point I would have is Henderson, but you know, you've got good cover for that spot there in the central midfield. So yeah, it's interesting. It's definitely not a team sheet I would expect.
On the bench is Heaton, Alexander-Arnold, Chilwell, Gomez, Mings, Winks, Mount, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Maddison, Sancho, Pope, and Wilson. Now, to be honest with you guys, this isn't that far off where I of the team sheet that I thought we would put out, because I knew obviously that Pickford would be in goal. I knew we'd play Trippier. I knew we'd play Rose. I knew we'd play our boy. I knew we'd play Keane. I said that I wouldn't be at all surprised if Maguire would start if he was fit, and he obviously has. But I put in who did I put in for? I put in Gomez. I put Gomez in, so to have Gomez and Keane as the two centre back pairings. That's my own personal lineup that I would have done. I didn't call Sterling. I put Oxlade-Chamberlain out in his position. Henderson I called. Kane I called. Rashford I called, if I remember correctly, but I didn't put Barkley in. So not that far off for what I thought it was going to be, but it's an interesting one. I mean, I know that Maguire would be because he's the world's most expensive defender. And he's done well for England. So it can't say too much. Actually, from that side, I think Jazz, thank you very much, mate. He's saying it's 4-3-1-2. So yeah, it's nice to have that sort of formation where we can say, right, we're gonna be playing here, we're gonna be playing this formation. It's gonna be I think it's gonna be an interesting game, to be honest with you. AJ, what are your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting. I see the opposition's lined up in a 4-1-4-1, so I mean, yeah, it's one that we should be winning, and quite comfortably as well. Look, if you're going to ask me for a score prediction, I'm just going to keep it plain and simple. A nice 2-0 win at home at Wembley. Yep.
Oh, mate, I wish I could agree with you. I'll come back to that in just a moment. Edwards put a good point out, said I would play Sterling on the left and Sancho out on the right. Not a bad shout. Not a bad shout, to be honest with you. I mean, I know what you mean. It'd be nice for us to keep a clean sheet. The problem is that with all the games they've been playing since October 15, even though they've only won one out of their qualifying rounds, they do score. They score. They get beaten, but they score. And I've got a horrible fear. To me personally, I reckon it's going to be probably 3-1. I think 3-1 myself. But we'll obviously find out. So AJ, how much coffee have you got on the go, sunshine? Because it's what 10 to 4 out there.
Pretty much so.
So for those that know your channel, but obviously because the game kicks off in a couple of minutes, but for those that know your channel, without going into too much detail, Matt, give us a reason why you've not been putting videos up lately.
Pretty much a combination of work and health, but I do have a video coming out in approximately 2 hours and 8 minutes.
So good timing, mate. Right smack bang at the end of this game. So good thinking. Was that a 2:30 thought?
No. Come on now, give me a little bit of credit. It was 1:30.
So 5 to 12. Fair enough.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Mate, to be honest with you, in comparison to me, we've got your neighbour live in the chat. Darren Higgins, 3 points in the bag. Darren Higgins is coming to us live from Bangkok, so he's closer to your time zone than he is to mine. So Darren, thank you very much for joining, mates.
You were the one that kept haranguing me on finding him and adding him on Facebook. He hasn't messaged me yet, so Darren, get onto that quick.
Well, that's bloody typical of him because he was giving me grief. So I thought, right, I'm going to give you grief until it's all sorted out, and clearly it isn't. So Darren, sort yourself out. Get yourself out of the Thai food and into the chat. Come on.
Those are the comments I could make, but the comments I'll keep to myself.
He's a happily married man. Let me put it that way.
Good.
Oh, brilliant. Now, so mate, so I was thinking earlier before we went live. It's been what, 2 months since you've been on here? Because last time we saw you was with the fixtures video, I think, wasn't it? I think, yeah.
You're still trying to get me on for both the Southampton games, aren't you, you cheeky bastard?
Damn, mate, saying that they're cockroaches and that they just won't die sealed your fate. It sealed your fate. You are coming on, sunshine.
It's always good to stir the shit pot every once in a while, isn't it? Yeah, no, look, I watch that video back every once in a while and I think, Jesus Christ, we had it good. But no, yeah, it's about 2 months.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, that was hysterical. I'm still tempted to, because I've got just that little clip of you just having your rant with Baz absolutely pissing himself. I'm well tempted to put that up again for let everybody listen to it because it is so funny, guys. If you haven't already watched that, go on to my Twitter account because I posted that up a little while after it because he was old Billy Big Bollocks here was giving it the mouth. So I thought, yeah, all right, I'll start it all off. And fortunately, bearing in mind that the channel hasn't on Twitter hasn't got a lot of followers, you did all right with that. If I had a couple of thousand people, you might have been in stick for that.
So
yeah, for any Southampton fans that are watching, yeah, he's coming out. He's moving to the country next year, so be warned.
No, I'm coming for a 1 month visit, not moving out. That's further down the line.
No, that's not what you said a couple of months ago, mate. Bottling it now.
Oh, don't be like that. No, we'll have a chat about this offline because I think you've got your wires crossed. Old age getting to you.
I'm coming over next. I'm moving next year, is what you said. Your quote.
I said I'm coming over next year. I never said anything about moving over. By the way, that's probably in 3 years. So, see, next year's the teaser trip. It's the taster, but yeah. So behave yourself.
All right, boys. Now the guys are walking out onto the pitch in the white jackets as usual, and Gordon. Oh Jesus Christ! Jordan Pickford's kit is lime green. That is awful. That is setting my telly off something bad. That is awful. Right. So while the guys are just doing their usual middling about, let's see what everyone's talking about. So Jaswinder, Yarmolenko is starting for Ukraine. Let's hope he's okay afterwards. Yes, 100%, mate. He's one out of all the players that we've got out on international duty. He's the one I'm more concerned about than anybody else as it stands at the moment. AJ, your thoughts on our boys out on the international duty?
Yeah, well, it's going to be pretty good. You know, Yarmolenko picking up a goal against Norwich, so I think that's one that, you know, he's definitely one player that I am interested to see how he performs on loan. I caught a little bit of USA versus Mexico. You know, I'm still gutted that we lost Chicharito, but in saying that, you know, he's still looking bloody sharp. You might know this one? Did Balbuena get a call up for Paraguay?
Yes, he played over in their first game, Japan. They lost 2-0.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Ouch.
He's not having the best starts to him, bless him. Now, one of the things I was hoping to chat you about, and I'm glad you asked that question, because for Balbuena, I don't see what the issue is in terms of, I get it, the fact that Pellegrini wants a right-footed defensive right central defense and a left-footed left central defense, but why can't Balbuena just learn to use his other foot?
Well, that's just it. I mean, last season we saw a brilliant partnership starting to form between him and Issa Diop. Why did Ogbonna get put in Balbuena's place? I mean, I don't understand. Obviously, Pellegrini's got his views on things and thoughts and opinions, but you know, it's just looking at things from his perspective. What a knock to confidence that would be.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't have the best of pre-seasons, from what I understand as well. But also his appearances for Paraguay haven't been brilliant recently as well. So taking yesterday out of the equation, you know, it's just kind of like, well, I understand Pellegrini's thinking behind it, but at the same point, Trevor Brooklyn once famously said that he learnt to play with his other foot. And that was 40 years ago. Why can't Balbuena do the same thing? He's a professional enough. You know, it's obviously not his fault that he's right-footed the same way Diop is. So if you want to get game time, learn how to kick with your left foot. That's my personal opinion on it. Ben Davis, Kosovo beat Czech Republic earlier. They might be a decent team to play on Tuesday at St Mary's Stadium. Yes, Ben, definitely. They've gone on an amazing run. They're hardly beaten. for the Euro qualifications. And it's great that we've got the game at St Mary's for the first time since what was it? Euro '96, I think. Probably.
Yeah,
We've had a game. We've had an England game outside Wembley.
I would say so from memory. Yeah, it was '96.
Yeah, I think it is. And Ben quite rightly saying Lanzini playing for Argentina also. Yes, agreed, Ben. He was unused, if I remember correctly, for the first game. I'm not sure what he's done with the second, but he was unused from what I was reading the other day. So yeah, it's a bit an interesting one. Just going back while we've got the usual couple of minute break before the game starts. Going back to Hernandez, mate, it was inevitable. It was 100% inevitable that we were going to lose him. Not in the way that it happened, but I did say. I can't remember what it was with one of the live conversations that during the summer window. I said we had an agreement, and obviously Hernandez backed this up on a YouTube channel as well, that he had a gentleman's agreement with the club to leave if the right call came in. And I said, and I remember quite distinctly saying it'll be interesting to see what happens if we don't honour him that. And we had to.
Yeah.
I don't think as a lot of people hate Hernandez. I don't think he's the type of player to do a Payet. I don't think he's the type of player to do an Arnautovic. I think he would just get on with it and would have played until January, as usual. But you never know, man. I mean, it's all conjecture, but it was inevitable. It was last year of his contract, and. Yeah, and he wasn't getting the game time. It was what was it, 120, 130 grand a week to be sat on the bench.
Yeah, it was about 145 from memory.
So yeah, I mean, including goals and appearances and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, it's it's absolutely ridiculous. So quickly. I can't see Ogbonna being as good as Balbuena over the whole season. Ogbonna is always a time bomb waiting to explode, but I hope not if you get my drift. Yes, Jazz. Definitely, mate. You're that's pretty much everybody's opinion, I'm guessing. AJ, you?
Yeah. No, Jazz has absolutely hit the nail on the head there, and I think it's quite a astute way of describing Ogbonna. So, yeah, no, absolutely brilliant, accurate. Oh, here we go. Kick off.
Yep, kicks off.
Oh,
right, so. Yeah, I'm hoping I'm a few seconds ahead of you. So it's just been a clearance kick back to Kermit the Frog. And we're now slowly building up by the looks of it. I hate that goalkeeper kit. I think it's awful. I love the England shirt, but I hate that goalkeeper shirt. I think it's just, I hate all that lime green shit anyway, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just like back at London Stadium before we had the claret carpet installed. You know, players were getting confused as to what the actual pitch surround was. Is Pickford even there? I can't tell. Oh no, hang on a second. It's just me going blind as per usual. Anyway,
ITV have definitely confirmed the lineup as a 4-3-3. And also that formation was the 4-3-3 as well. So it looks like Bulgaria are doing a 4-2-3-1, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 4-2-3-1.
Yeah, Dr. Google, you let me down again.
Mate, don't believe what's in goal.com. Goal was saying that Rice was out on the wing. I was like, how is that possible?
No, I said Google, not goal.com. Why would I
know, but that all brings it in together. But they all get their basis from the same thing, right? So we've got a corner in 1 minute 43 seconds. Barkley taking the corner.
You know, every time I see England play, I get the urge just to start belting out with Vindaloo.
I know what you mean. Poor corner, absolutely poor. Bulgaria have pounced, but it looks like Rose is on it, and no.
Oh, what was that?
Yeah, that was Rashford. Sorry, it was Rashford.
Bloody Nora.
So we're just in possession at the minute. Guys, my commentary is not going to be that brilliant because I'm watching it on a very, very small screen, and it's not easy to, because I haven't got a telly in here, so I'll be doing as best as I can. But if anybody was watching the Watford live watch with, I'm sitting there going, "Who's that? Who's that? Who's that?" the whole time, because it's not easy to read. But Rose is on the ball now. for once.
You need some binoculars, mate.
I need to get one of those big magnifiers. You know those dodgy things you see on those adverts on Facebook from Wish. Get those big screen magnifier. All joking aside, I think that might be quite handy.
I don't see that sort of thing on Wish. Strangely enough, other things come up.
Good afternoon, Turbo. It's good to see you, mate. Glad you're in the conversation here. Right, so Pickford on the ball again, passes it over to Trippier. Passes it to Keane. He passes it to Maguire. Passes it to Barkley. By the looks of it, you can always tell that haircut. Good pass out there to. I don't get Sterling. I don't understand how he does all this arm thing. That's weird. That really is weird.
Well, I was just about to say, you mentioned Trippier. I thought that was a great piece of business by Spurs, sending him to Atletico Madrid. I mean, holy crap. Holy crap.
Very good idea. Get him to get some proper European experience under his belt. Definitely.
Yeah, right. Yeah, absolutely.
So
it's not like he's going to win anything at Spurs anyway.
I knew that was where you were going with it. So Rashford just about kept the ball in there and it's just gone absolutely nowhere. So Bulgaria back on the ball. And they're actually slowly attacking. Slowly but surely. Just as I say that, they kick it back to the goalkeeper.
I mean, well,
you know, it's a typical start for England. To be honest with you, it really is typical. It's been relatively quite cagey for the first 4 minutes. So it's not. I was expecting a little bit more tempo than just this.
You know who England need to get in?
Who's that, mate?
Oh, only Mr. West Ham himself.
Mate, I'd love it, but it's never ever going to happen. Bulgaria on target and first save of the game from Pickford. Not a bad attempt, to be honest with you. Good little pass.
Ooh.
See what I mean?
Oh, I like what I saw. Yeah, I like what I saw there. That was good. Look at that build-up play. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Just a cheeky 1-2, and then bang, straight to the keeper. So it's going to be interesting to see once the game really gets going. It'll be interesting to see how Bulgaria can break through that England defense. I mean, if this early attempt was anything to show, we could even be getting, 5, maybe, dare I say, even 6 goals in this game.
Possibly, mate. But as you know, I still maintain it's going to be 3-1 myself. Ben's asked quite a good question. Do you remember when England played Upton Park against Australia? The Aussies pulled England apart. To be honest with you, Ben, that was a long time ago, if I remember correctly. Not just because obviously the ground doesn't exist anymore. But AJ, do you remember that? Just as with Bulgaria on the attack?
No, I don't. No, I remember reading something about it. Was it 3-4-0? Something stupid like that.
Yeah.
Because I know that Upton Park did play host to quite a few international games over its long and illustrious career, but or was that a deflection off the hand?
Close, very, very close there, mate.
Oh, far out. How Michael Keane is in the England squad is beyond me. He does.
I knew he'd start. I knew he would start. It just screamed it.
I have to admit,
well cleared by the world's most expensive centre back. Sorry, mate. Go on.
I was just about to say something, but completely forgot what it was.
Michael Keane for playing for England. Not the best of defenders for. He's Leicester, if I remember right, isn't he?
No, Everton.
Everton. So same. Well, still Tin Pot Club.
Yeah, well, this is true. I mean, how the hell do you think Pickford got into the Pickford team buying his way in?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, mate, what look at the competition he had. Joe Hart and what's his name? The West Brom goalkeeper. Oh God, what was his name now?
Yeah, that guy.
Anyway, so back to what we're supposed to be talking about. So yet again, pass back to Rashford. Very, very close. Bulgaria almost pounced on that, but just a second too late, fortunately. So Danny Rose to Maguire, who's passing it to Barkley, who's passing it back to him. Is that right? I think that's right on the ball there. Just quickly doing a quick little 1-2 with Sterling before he runs out the game there. But back again, back to the middle. It's not very attacking. I mean, don't get me wrong. Bulgaria have got 10 men behind the ball, Allardyce football, but I was expecting more tempo than this. I was expecting it to be a lot more tempo than this.
I was expecting you to bring up Fat Sam. Do you remember that day that the West Ham official club website got hacked, and it was along the lines of Allardyce is a fat
Hang on, mate.
so-and-so?
We're just on a big attack here, and yeah, it goes out for corner. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, do you remember the club website being hacked, and all of a sudden, as soon as you clicked into it, you were greeted with Allardyce is a fat. See you next Thursday.
Yes, I do remember that. Yeah.
Definitely one of the highlights of being a West Ham fan. You know we're absolute pony when the club website gets hacked with Allardyce is a fat. See you next Thursday.
I don't, mate. I know what the stories were saying, that it was a hack, but I don't think it was. I don't think it was, because they would have done a lot more than just that. You think about it. You've got one of the most famous Premier League teams website at your fingertips, and you do that. I don't think that was a hack in terms of the way that we would normally deem it as a hack. I just think someone was sacked and thought, right, I'm going to have you lot. That's how it felt to me.
I mean, yeah. We can look at it that way, but we can also look at it in the sense that maybe a few home truths were actually told to the board that day.
Yeah, big time. Is the guy you're thinking of Ben Foster, John? Yes, Rick. Thank you very much, mate. He always comes in with he always helps me sometimes. So yeah, thank you very much, Rick. Yes, it was Ben Foster. So yeah, Pickford, Hart, Foster. Not really that much competition for Pickford to raise himself, as Trippier's in. Sterling is just, he's trying his best. Bless him. He's trying on both wings, and yeah, very, very close to catching up the replay there. Couple of yards out, and just Kane, to be fair, was standing still, so Kane could have moved a bit quicker as Barkley's taken the corner.
Typical Spurs.
Yep.
One, you shouldn't really say that.
Well, it is Wembley.
Oh, yeah, good point.
And
Kryptonite in the turf,
Bulgaria completely cleared the lines there, and will get a free kick as a result.
Oh, not bad. Not bad at all. I like what Bulgaria are doing,
Yeah.
After clearing the lines, they've drawn the foul, they've got the free kick. No, good play there from the visitors. I think the home side just need an injection of caffeine and they should be okay. But, it's going to be a tentative couple more minutes, and then I think we'll really start to see England make some good headway and hopefully bang in a goal before half-time.
Yes, mate. Agreed. Definitely. What I always say about football anyway, but especially with a game like this, just as we're playing the possession game, is the fact that the first 10, 15 minutes are like a sparring match in boxing. Everyone trying each other out, seeing where the spaces are. And now we're starting to feel it. We're starting to do 1-2 touch football now. So yeah, it's slowly starting to build up.
But, it's the whole ticky-tack of football.
Say again?
It's the whole ticky-tack of football.
Yeah, it is.
All nice, lovely little 1-2s. No, this is, and you're starting to see what sort of an influence the England team is having on Declan Rice as well. Every time after a international match where Rice has been on England duty, the next couple of Premier League games, he's absolute world class. I mean, he is world class anyway. But after that was a close one.
Well, I mean, yes, it was, but at the same point, you could see it coming that the goalkeeper was well all over that. It's not a bad attempt from England. to be honest with you. But guys, obviously, it's going to make it a little bit tricky for AJ to be on in speed with the same with us, because at the end of the day, he's 3/4 of the way over the other side of the world, so he's going to have a bit of a delay on things. But yeah, no, you make it. Oh, that was close by Kane trying to block the goalkeeper, very close. But yeah, you make a good point about Rice. He is, I wouldn't say he's world class yet, but he is definitely getting there. 100% getting there. His touches are better this season. His confidence is better this season. It's just
that's what you get for having the arguably one of the world's finest managers putting all of his trust and faith into you and starting you every week. I mean, name me one young player under the age of 22 who's got more game experience in the Premier League than Declan Rice. I mean,
that's a tough one, guys. In the chat, by all means, put your answers down. If you and like that's a very, very good question. I can't think of anybody under 22 that springs to mind except Damari Gray. He's not, his appearances aren't that far off from Rice, I think.
Well, where's he at these days? Leicester,
he's still at Leicester.
Or what?
Yeah, he's still at Leicester. He's had a quiet season and a half. I still rate him. I think he's brilliant. But yeah, he's still starting under Rodgers. So I would think out of anybody, I'd reckon the closest. Oh, Rose into the box. Oh, that was a close one. Henderson, a couple of yards off from the left-hand post. That was close. What do we say? What do we say? 10, 15 minutes in, and we are, where are we? Just as the clock disappears off the screen. We're just over the quarter of an hour mark, and it's the first right, we're going to have you. And that's a sweet touch. That is an absolute sweet touch, but it bounces off the back of Kane, unfortunately. So yeah, 14 minutes in, and I said 10, 15 minutes, we'll start seeing some more action, and that's exactly what's happened. It's England all over the way. So yes, I missed the Twin Towers at Wembley. They really should have used them within the new ground. Surprised they were not listed or protected. Yes, Jazz, definitely.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, again, Jazz, what have you had to produce some of these great thoughts? I mean, is it energy drinks? Is it caffeine? Tell me, boy, tell me. Yeah.
I tell you what, he's coming on in a couple of Tuesdays, because obviously Tuesday night is the other England game, but the Tuesday after is Jazz Winder's coming on, so we're gonna have a great chat. I've spoken to him a few times outside the stadium in the queue for West Ham Fan TV's fan cams, and we've had a bit of chat. And he's when we got Newport in the draw, he was the first one. He jumped straight in with a comment saying last time we played them was 1979. So he's switched on, this man. He switched on. It's going to be an entertaining conversation. And then the Tuesday after that, Ryan Archer from West Ham Fan TV is coming on.
Oh,
so I'm really, really looking forward to it. He's one of that channel is one of the reasons why this channel exists, and it is. I've always liked what Ryan's got to say. I don't always agree with him, but because everybody's got their different opinions on things. But he is one of the people I really, really can't wait to talk to. I really can't wait. Jazz, you made a very good question on that one, mate. Going back to your question earlier, AJ, Rashford.
Oh, yep. Yeah, no,
he's probably a little, I think he's probably, is he 22? I thought he's 23 now, but he's not that far off. But all hail to Jazz. he's normally pretty spot on with the stuff. So right, so okay, so where are we? Last one, Elliot Enright, how's Rice is doing? Rice, as we were talking, looked like he had an attempt on there just as Sterling goes down and there's no penalty, and Bulgaria start the counter attack. But Elliot, yeah, Rice isn't doing too bad, mate, to be honest with you. He's only had a few touches so far, which you would expect, but he's doing well. He's doing all right. I mean, to say it's 17 and a quarter minutes in now, and it's not doing too bad. But the tempo's starting to come up just as the boy passes up to Sterling, and then Henderson over to Maguire. He passes it back to Maguire again. Sorry, that was yeah. Where are we? So yeah, and as usual, Bulgaria pounce and whoa, that was interesting from Sterling. Very very interesting from Sterling. Turbo offside. So yeah, not then, but I don't think. I think it was just referring to a few seconds beforehand. Replay of the shout. I don't know. That reminds me actually, AJ. Did you watch the highlights of the North London derby at all? Have you seen those yet?
No. No.
That's what Turbo is referring to. Kane was just offside there, so mate, it's offside, mate. It's offside. So that's what Turbo was just referring to. So somehow I'm watching it on the ITV website because I don't have a telly up here, and yeah, he's as close, to be honest with you. It's close.
No, he's off.
You're 45 seconds behind.
That was.
Yeah, it would have been a cracker.
Yeah.
Turbo, there's always a bit of a delay anyway when you're doing a live stream. So it's about 20 seconds behind normal time. So yeah, but thanks for pointing that out, mate.
And I'm about 3 or 4 seconds off of John as well, what with being in Kiwi land. But no, I think had he been on side, that would have been an absolute peach. Now the question, the question of morale here: do you celebrate a goal scored by Harry Kane on England duty, or do you not? As
mate, I know this might be controversial to a few football fans, but as far as I'm concerned, he's Spurs when he's playing for Spurs, and he's England when he's playing for England.
It's a fair game.
I don't really see the issue, just as the website seems to screw up. Spurs have been very lucky to get a point versus City and Arsenal. Yes, Jazz, I agree 100%, mate. They've been very, very lucky with that. AJ, you have to take over the commentary for a little bit, mate, because my stream's stuck for some stupid reason. Something's going on with the ITV's website again.
It's all good. It's Bulgaria on the ball at the moment. They're coming up, trying really, really well to break through England's defence. But Rice currently giving one of the boys a bit of a hard time. It's come back to their number 5 and back to the goalkeeper. Kane's running onto it. The goalkeeper's got it covered. It's coming up the left wing. Ooh, it's going to be interesting. Rice looks like Trippier.
All right, so it looks like it's back up now. So 21 minutes and 6 seconds on the ball. Rice running over, passes it over to Rose, who passes it. It's over to Rose. Sorry, and then back to Maguire.
See, it's funny that Jazz brings up the game against Tottenham v City in the video that's coming out very soon on my channel. I've got a video basically giving my thoughts and opinions on VAR. Now, I thought that VAR as a whole, without spoiling the video, I thought that VAR does need to be more refined, but I think in that game against City, Spurs were in a bit of a pickle with the VAR. I thought that goal that Sterling scored for City was, the margins with VAR in that instance was so fine. You couldn't really tell whether or not it was a goal or not, but I think the right decision was made, and for them to hold up City a little bit in the Premier League title hunt already. I think Spurs have to be proud of that one.
Rashford just gone for goal there, mate, just as you were talking about it. But with VAR, it's more of a case of it's the rules that need to be refined rather than the technology. Because the technology is there to reinforce the rules. There are some stupid big mistake from the goalkeeper, and 1-0. That's it. It's proper now. Kane Not a bad goal. Not a bad goal at all. Very, very good. Very, very good.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet. Oh,
Kane scores. How ironic. Yes, Jazz, definitely. Yeah, as I say, guys, because I haven't got a telly in this room, I'm streaming from the ITV website. But what a stupid decision by that goalkeeper to do that pass over to his defender. So close to him. Should have booted it out. You do not do that. You do not, under any circumstances, as a competent goalkeeper. Oh, mate. It's a cracker from Kane. It's a cracker from Kane, right underneath the legs of the defender there. But
oh, wow!
and as the graphics are saying, 3 goals in 3 games for England for Harry Kane now. So he's getting back. Talking of getting back, Rashford's broken down a little bit. But yeah, that is I think that's one of the most stupidest goals to concede. I'm sorry. I love England, don't get me wrong, but that is an absolutely ridiculous idea to pass to a defender that's in your own bloody box when you got two of arguably the world's best strikers a couple of yards away from your players. You do not do that. You just don't do that. And I'm sure the boys in the studio are going to be saying that as well.
Yeah. Well, it's safe to say that the goalkeeper's position in the Bulgarian national team might be called into question after that one. But look, no, I'm happy with with Kane's goal. I thought it was a fantastic opportunity for him to pounce on the goalkeeper's error. Brilliant thinking all around. Well set up by Sterling as well.
Yeah.
So no, absolutely fantastic. Good.
Just as the ball comes into Sterling, he's onside. Oh, great challenge by the Bulgarian defender right at the death. He's offside anyway. He was onside. Surely. Let's have a look. Where are we? Oh no, he wasn't. No, he's about 3 yards offside. On the linesman's view, you can see it perfectly, but the other view, nah. But the press is better. The press is so much better the last 15 minutes. We're really starting to go for it now. As we talked about earlier, mate, it's just pressing, doing the whole sort of boxing technique of sparring with the other players, see where the weaknesses are, and we're starting to exploit that now. I really, really do like this. It's much, much better. Bulgaria tactics were shambolic there. Yes, Ben, they were absolutely awful. Schoolboy error from the goalkeeper, and right, so some good quick interchange of movement and sharp passing for the goal. Yes, Jazz, definitely. Yeah. Oh, God, I wish I had my telly up here. I really do. I was very tempted to take all this stuff downstairs, but I don't think it'd be fair on everybody else, unfortunately. Not that anyone uses the living room. I seem to be the only one down there anyway. I can see a lot more goals tonight, Darren. Yes, Darren, mate. Yeah. Very, very possible. Very possible. Just as Rose is passing to Rashford, who passes it back to Maguire. Maguire's had a lot of time on the ball so far this game. Just a heads up, you're 1 minute 20 behind. Thanks, mate. Thank you. It's what happens when you're streaming 2 websites at the same time, unfortunately. And it's very sticky. Kane is too good to keep playing for Spurs out of loyalty and needs to play for a team who wins trophies. Yes, Jazz, I agree 100% there, mate. Maybe the Spurs are going to do something this season. They came very, very close last season. I hate to say it, but they came very close to achieving something. And maybe this time this Kane's really hounding that goalkeeper. He knows he's scared now. So
stop swearing at me. Don't tell me Spurs are going to win something. Don't do that.
I didn't say they would. I said it's quite possible. Ben Davis says Celtic. You're probably not wrong there, Ben, to be honest. That would be quite funny. You never know. You never know.
Well, he ain't going to win anything at Rangers.
Actually, I'm just going to try something. See if I can get a bit more up to date.
Oh, here we go. More experimental bits and pieces. You know that this shit just doesn't work. You stick with what you got.
Mate, if I stick with what I got, I'll be. Well, to be fair, for the last year and 3/4, I was using my phone to do all my stuff, and now I've got all this gear now. So I'm going to use it as much as possible.
Yeah, that's right. You show that equipment who's boss.
Oh, shut your face.
Oh, you threatening me with a good time again, boy.
Mate, you wouldn't know what a good time is.
I just want to go on the record and say this is what 98% of our conversations are like. He is one filthy mother trucker when he wants to be. So,
yeah, I'm not going to deny it, man. I mean, oh, that's a dodgy pass back. Very, very dodgy pass back there.
can we just take a second to rewind on that one? You're going off and then, ooh. Careful now. I might have to turn that into a soundbite. Ooh.
I don't give a fuck, mate. I don't care.
Embracing your inner Peter Griffin.
More like my David Coleman. To be honest with you, the old David. Well, you're too young to know who David Coleman is, mate. I think
just a bit, but I see where you're going.
Know what I'm talking about. I'm no disrespect to him, but he will know David Coleman from what I'm talking about. He was the one that used to interview. He used to do a lot of cup games for BBC and ITV back in the 80s and 90s. Looks like Keane's just been carved there for not the most of innocuous challenges, to be fair, but he's not playing the player. He hasn't taken the ball, so he's stamped on his foot, and it is a penalty. It is a foul. But yeah, it's not bad. It's tactical foul. The old Man City stuff. That's been cracking me up so far this season. Yeah, it's too late. Yeah, that's been making me laugh so far already. The start of the season, this whole Man City tactical foul stuff. We know it happens, but it's been hysterical for watching people losing their shit about it already.
Holy shit! He was lucky not to get more than a yellow for that one. That was a tackle.
Oh, headed towards goal for Bulgaria there. But yeah, no, I agree, mate. But at the same point, the reason why he only got a yellow there was because he was watching the ball the whole time. You could see he was watching. He wasn't looking for who was coming towards him. So that's why.
I want to talk about I want to talk about England managers for a second, because I think Southgate in the last couple of managers has been one of the best ones we've had. But for that top echelon meme, you have to look at Sam Allardyce. One game, 100% success rate. Does he qualify as
Let
England's
it go.
greatest manager ever? It's a fair shot. Is he England's greatest manager ever?
Well, he's got to complete at least one tournament first.
Yeah. All right. I'll give you that one.
Right, so Bulgaria back on the ball again. Where else are we? So yeah, so England defending in numbers now. Understandable. 18 minutes. Well, 13 minutes left to the first half. So Kane mincing about a bit, to be honest. Bulgaria's still on the ball. Great little ball in. Very, very good little attempt on Trip. And close. Almost turns Trippier as well. Very close, that. Very close. Ben Davis is saying that Kane are banging 50 goals a season up at Celtic.
Probably scored from a wheelchair at the 50 at the halfway line as well.
Yeah, pretty much. Right, so we're in England in possession, passing it over to, where are we? Barkley used Rice over to, oh God, it's one touch, but it's possession football at the same point. Maguire over to Barkley. He passes it over to Rose. Passes to Rashford. Back to Barkley. Rashford. Maguire. Oh, through the middle. We tried to do through the middle there, but didn't really work. Back to Keane. Trippier. Do you know what? I'm surprised no one's called him Trippier yet.
Yeah, it's definitely.
Right, so back to Rose. Rose with the dummy goes to Rashford, but wow. Yeah, that Bulgarian bloke was almost trying to mount Rashford by the looks of it. He had him so far bent over, it was unbelievable. So Rice passes over to Trippier. He passes it to Sterling. He passes it over to Kane, or tries to pass it to Kane, but the Bulgarian defence gets in the way. Rice is looking so comfortable. Yet again, looking so comfortable.
He's definitely going to be a regular for England in the future, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's so composed. Rose with the ball into the box. Oh, close. Sterling hesitated for some reason by the looks of it. How he looks like he didn't even see that one coming. I mean, I can't see how. And Maguire dispossesses the Bulgarian attack and he passes it back to Kermit.
Ribbit.
Oh, here we go. So I remember Coleman Moore hosting a question of sport. Yes, Jazz. Fair point. Very, very fair point. But you know what I'm talking about. Brian Moore on the big match and John Motson and Barry Davis on the match of the day were legends. Yes, they were, Jazz. I remember that. I remembered Motson definitely. Obviously, everybody remembers Motson, but Barry Davis, I remember quite a lot. Yeah. What else is he saying? Jonathan Pearce gained fame for working for Catwell Gold Radio around 92 before the BBC took him, and he is now a lovey for Spurs and Arsenal. He really is now. You know, that's one of the things that annoys me about Jonathan Pearce. I mean, in initial kinship aside, he was taught by Bobby Moore on how to commentate on games. And it really irritates me. Some of the shit he comes out with really, really does irritate me.
Pot calling kettle black.
Come on then, big man. Back that up then.
Oh, you know me, my boy. I'll always take those cheap shots.
Yeah. Like a $20 like a 20-cent whore.
20 cents, shit, that's good valuation. Thought I was more like 10.
Turbo says sheepskin Motti. ITV. Yep. He was, mate, for a long time. 1-0 England. Ollie, yes, thank you for joining in, mate. Much appreciated. Keith Hicks, what channel is it on? I hope this isn't going to be a start of everyone asking again. It's ITV, or as they used to be known as, the Independent Television Company. Or more specifically, at this time of the week, London Weekend Television. That's what it used to be. That's what I remember. That's what they were used to call. They're not independent anymore. They do the same shit as everybody else. But yeah, it's ITV. And also Tuesday night's game as well is going to be on ITV. So nice to see a bit of consistency. I don't mind ITV's commentators, to be honest with you, because they're not as mundane and boring as the BBC ones. I mean, Christ Almighty, with old having the old whingy boy from the old Liverpool player. All he did was bloody complain the whole time. Oh, it really does my head in. He does. Why he's still working for the BBC now, I'll never know. Anyway, so Sterling's on the ball, passes it to Kane, who just goes nowhere near it. Rose collects it.
You can tell fatigue's starting to set in with a couple of the boys.
A little bit, yeah. A little bit.
Legs are giving out.
Well, it's come up to half time, so it's understandable. To a degree, I don't think we shouldn't be seeing this so early on at the start of the season. We shouldn't be seeing some fatigue of this nature so quickly. We shouldn't be. Something's not right. I mean, I know people criticise having the international break, so after 4 games at the start of the Premier League, but still, we shouldn't be seeing players floundering already.
I have to admit, though, Rose has been immense so far for England.
Yes.
Absolutely brilliant.
Yep, he has, mate. And I'm just going to do a quick shout out now you've mentioned that, because I was going to save this for half time, but there's a geezer that I was talking to on the channel. We were talking about the preview, and as usual, I go from 4G to 3G. Wow, 1,115. So 4 people have signed up over the last hour. So thank you very much, guys. I really do appreciate that. Sincerely, because I never thought I would get to 1,000 so quickly, and then to 115 in 2 bloody weeks from then. It was crazy. That's absolutely crazy. So yeah, Tomb presents the obscure Monty Brothers, I think it is, or something. It was a really weird name. He said he put a comment on earlier saying Maguire at centre back and Gomez at left back. In my opinion, Rose is past it. I said I see your point there. It's a good shout. I get the feeling Rose will surprise us today if he starts. And just to clarify it, I'm not blagging it. If the camera won't focus on it, but yeah, there you go.
Yep. No, you're absolutely.
And he has absolutely surprised. It's been incredible. It really has been incredible. I like the guy. I think he's a very, very talented player. Yes, he's coming to the end of his career now, but I really do. I rate him. I hate saying that about a Spurs player. It really gets my back up. But he's a very, very good player. Very good for England.
Well, you said that you cracked 1,000 subs on YouTube. Congratulations, my friend. I saw the whole pomp and celebration. I was going to drop a snarky, cheeky little comment, but I thought, no, I'll let him have his moment of fame. So, no, congratulations, well done.
Well, thanks, mate. One of the things is that when you came on for the first time, hang on, we just got a free kick here. Barkley on the ball. That is an awful wall. Barkley with a
Yeah. We interrupt this ass kicking to return to it. Well, this ass kissing to return to the football.
Mate, when you come to London Stadium, there's certainly going to be a fucking ass kicking. I've got a lot of impediments to give you, I tell you. But seriously, with the when you and Baz came on, when we did the live discussion at 9 o'clock in the morning our time, Jesus Christ, that was knackering. I didn't expect it to be it was like 2 hours. 2 hours that we had talking about it. I thought we just do a couple of minutes, but you're now infamous Southampton rant.
2 hours and 20 minutes later.
Yeah, Baz was messaging me saying, "How long is this going to bloody take? I've got to go to work."
Hey, it wasn't my fault. We were all having, shits and gigs. So
yeah, well, it's big time, man. It was brilliant. And as I say, the first time you came on the channel, that was a good conversation as well. I've had some brilliant conversations. I've got a very, very special guest being lined up. Hopefully, if I can get it right, it'll be towards the end of October, because it's a very, very significant Tuesday night there, which I'll hopefully, once I've been able to arrange everything, I'll be able to let you guys know. But obviously, AJ will catch up afterwards. But guys, you are going to want to tune in on the penultimate Tuesday of next month if I can wrangle this, because it's let me just say it's going to be somebody that we watched play football. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying any more at the moment because nothing's been confirmed yet, but very, very excited to get this person on.
Coming in live from Shanghai SIPG, it's Marko Arnautovic.
I said play football, not throw your toys out of the fucking pram.
Oh, shit, a brick.
So Henderson passes the ball over to Rose, who puts the ball in the box again. Very well cleared by Bulgaria, but Barkley stuttering and not getting anywhere. We've got a corner. Just very, very quickly, John Motson is famous for owning a copy of the original programme for every FA Cup final at Wembley. Wow. He's been doing it for a while as well. Obviously because he retired a few years back. But yes, that's incredible, Joe. See, this is how fun the conversation is going to be on Tuesday, week Tuesday, because he's got his head's Ooh, came with a header there and saved by the goalkeeper at point blank range. He's got so much information that we can talk about, and he's been doing his research as well, because he sent me a message the other day saying I'm getting my notes together because I know what you're going to ask me now. He's been watching the channel. He's been watching the guest videos. He knows what's going on. I might throw a little couple of sidewinders in there just to annoy him and see how he does with these. How well he improvises. But yeah, very good. Actually, no, that wasn't from Kane. It was off the Bulgarian defender, by the looks of it. Kane would claim it. Mark Lawrenson, unbelievably boring like Michael Owen. Yes, Ben, you're right. Lawrenson, that's the guy I couldn't think of at the time. And all that shit that Michael Owen's been undergoing the last week or so. Ooh, have you seen about this, AJ?
No, I haven't seen anything about Owen. Mind you, I've been quite busy with work, outside of football, that sort of thing. But right, mentioned Lawrence.
Not interject, but go and watch Newcastle Fan TV. There's a brilliant video by that geezer talking about the snippets of his book. Oh, watch it! It's brilliant. Very. He and quite rightly so to a degree does a lot of beeping, and there's a lot of beeping in that, just as Kane is trying on goal and nothing happens. But yeah, go and watch it. He's I mean, as we know, Owen's not exactly liked by the Newcastle collective anyway for a good few years, but this is just another level. It really is.
Excellent. I look forward to, those Geordies have got away with words, don't they?
Definitely. But there's some very interesting. He actually, Owen actually talks about Allardyce as well. Apparently in the little snippets that I think the Daily Mail have done for his new book. Just as one of the just as we're claiming for a penalty because it's handball, but it's not. It comes off the defender's shoulder. But Barkley has got a corner. Better ball in from the first time he took, that's for sure. And cleared away from Bulgaria. And that's it. First half is over. Guys, in the chat, let us know what you think of this. And AJ, from your point of view first, mate, we'll round up the first half.
Well, you've got to look at it this way. It's definitely been very much a 50-50 match. Both England and Bulgaria have definitely had their chances. I think England have been the better team thus far. Great goal by Harry Kane to pounce on that absolute diabolical decision by the goalkeeper. Fantastic thinking. You know what sort of mental state he is in. I think given the next 15 minutes of game time, we should be seeing a little bit more from England, but I think at the end of the day, Sancho for Kane would probably be a choice that I would make, and I'd love to see Mason Mount link up with Declan Rice. I think, with that bromance that they have outside of football, it'll be good to start seeing something on the pitch of those two. So, no, I think England have been the better team, but the second half is always going to be the interesting part of the game. I still stand by my 2-0 England win. John, your thoughts?
There's not much to say other than that, mate, to be honest with you. I thought we've played very well. We haven't had the best of performances for the first 10-15 minutes, but that's to be expected. Everybody thought this was going to be a turnover. A 2-0 is looking looking a lot more likelier now, mate. 100%. But I thought our boy has been played very, very well. I thought Rice. I said in the preview it'd be nice to see Rice and Mount. Maybe we'll see that on Tuesday. You never know. I'm struggling to think. Actually, I've been thinking about it since I did the preview on Thursday night. When was the last time we actually had two friends on the pitch together? I mean, not just in England, but just in general. When was the with the exception of obviously with the exception of Nolan and oh god, Mike, his name popped out. The Geordie that likes to make a name for himself still.
Kane. Carroll?
No, the other one. Evil little shit he is. He's a manager now. Is he Accrington's manager or something?
I don't know who you're on about, I'm afraid.
Anyway, when that name pops back in my head, we'll talk about it.
Jazz
But
will know. Jazz will know.
He will, yeah, and he'll pop up with his comment in a minute, I'm sure. Ex-Geordie players. But yeah, as I say, just I've really struggled to see the people that I've anything other than a win out of this game. I'm 100%. Joey Barton, Kevin Nolan and Joey Barton. Yeah, I know it's not England, but because they were two good mates together. Yes, all right, yeah, Carroll and Nolan, yes, but him and Joe, those two, you could see really properly worked off together in their Newcastle and Bolton days. Whereas with England, I don't recall seeing any two genuine mates especially in my lifetime, that have actually just. I mean, because obviously there's Jeff Hurst and all that lot. They were all good mates together, and everybody. But for kids to come through the academy together, we haven't really seen that, especially in England level, for I think a long time. I
Yeah, almost. Oh, I want to say almost the boys are 66, but no, I think there have been a few. I would say, what, 90s, early 2000s.
Like who, for example?
Ferdinand,
I mean, Lineker and Gascoigne, I suppose.
Ferdinand and Terry.
True, actually, they did come through the same academy together. Technically, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so you've got that friendship there between them. No, those.
Fair point. Nick, John, can you check how Yama's done? I will do. I'll have a look to see what's going on at the minute. Nick, not a problem.
Actually, I can do that.
We're going to get at least two this second, at least two this half. Harry Mood reactions. Thanks, mate. Nice for you to pop in. Not been saying that facetiously. It's good because he said in the comment that I put up on the channel. Now that I've hit that 1,000, I've been able to get some things going on. So where are we? So
okay, so Lithuania 0, Ukraine 2. Zinchenko and Marlos with goals for Ukraine at 7 minutes and 27 minutes respectively.
Right. Let's have a look. Yarmolenko is number 7 for
so he's, I've got to. I do have to mention it. That celebration he had with the physios at London Stadium.
Do you know what that reminded me of? Sorry to interject, mate. Do you know what that reminded me of?
Go on.
When we got beaten by Arsenal 5-1, 6 years ago, when Jack Collinson scored at the Emirates, and he did exactly the same thing. He ran straight up to he basically hugged everyone. He didn't do a high five, but he hugged everybody, and that's exactly what came to my mind straight away. Sorry, mate. Go on. What were you going to say?
I was just going to say that you knew how important that celebration was, not just to him, but to the physio staff as well, because I don't think I've ever seen a player celebrate with the medical staff quite like that. In my years of watching football, that sort of thing is just unheard of. Normally, you go over and you shake hands with the manager or what have you, but that was true sportsmanship when you're celebrating with the guys that have helped essentially rebuild your Achilles tendon. Absolutely fantastic. And look, I said it last year, and I'll say it again. I'm expecting great things from Yarmolenko. Yes, his injury last year was absolutely gut-wrenching, but I think he's going to find form, and he's going to find form very, very soon. And if he's going to perform the way I think he's going to perform this season, he could work really, really well with Anderson and Sebastian Aller and even Lanzini. Anderson, he's going to get in with that clicky group, and it's just going to be absolutely sensational. I think this season, as from what we've seen right at this point in the season, first 4 games, I think we have the ability to definitely get into the top, at least the Europa League spots, and I think it won't be 7th place either. I think we could sit 5th or 6th come the end of the season. Now, I know you're about to interject with your negativity, but listen here, negative Nancy.
Okay, am I really that expressive with my expressions?
Oh, please, don't hit me with that sarcasm. Come on now. Can read you like a book.
I won't do what I'm thinking about because, we've got people watching. I was gonna moon you, mate. I was gonna moon you, but no, but I know what you mean. I'm not, but let's just think about it. Let's just put the 4 games into perspective, all right? Because I know everybody's saying, don't get me wrong, I'm very, very happy that we got 7 points out of the first 4 games. And as I said to the guys after the Norwich game, I was stunned that we beat Norwich 2-0. Absolutely stunned by that. Kept one of the most, so far the start of this season, so far one of the best prolific players from the Championship. How many other genuine forwards up until when we played Norwich had, what was it, five goals from 3 games? Sorry, 4 goals and 4 goals and an assist in 3 games. There was, not even Aguero or anybody like that were up at that sort of echelons. But at the same point, City, we all knew what was going to happen. Nobody was expecting us to get turned over 5-0, but we knew we were going to lose. We played some very, very good football for the first 25 minutes. And Antonio coming off at the second half completely changed the game, 100%. Antonio picking up that injury, that self-inflicted injury, you could argue to a degree in the cup game, because this is what, his 3rd hamstring injury now. My thoughts on it was the fact that because he was only on the pitch for 6 or 7 minutes, he should have said, "I'm not fit enough." Because there's no way that he wouldn't have been feeling anything right at the start of the game. There's no way. I know there's the adrenaline and everything, but let's put it into perspective, right? We got a point from a team we haven't beaten since we were down in the Championship, and we got a very, very good result against a very, very well organised Norwich, but we've had an easier start than we have had in the last few seasons. And this is why I want to be saying, yes, we're going to be playing in Europe. I want to get my passport stuff all sorted out, and I want to start booking hotels now. But at the same point, we've got 34 more games to go. If we're around about this position in January, then yes, I'll be absolutely fucking bouncing. But I don't want to, because at the end of the day, that we can't be putting too much pressure on ourselves in terms of the expectations from every single game. Of course, as football fans, we don't want West Ham to lose every game. We want to see them win every game. Of course, that's why we support them all the time. But there are going to be games where we said it when we did the roundup. There are going to be games that we'll lose that we should be winning, and the games that we'll win that we should be losing. So it's what happens. But it's way too early to say we'll get into the top 6. I personally think we're going to finish 9th. I'm still maintaining that. That to me is progress. If we finish 8th, fantastic. If we finish 7th, brilliant. If we finish 6th, I don't know what I'm going to react like if that happens. But I'm not saying, yeah, we're going to do this, we're going to do that yet. I can't see it. Not yet.
And ladies and gentlemen, this is how you get John to go on a rant 101.
It's not a rant. It's not a rant, man. I'm just, it's just the fact that I've seen loads of people are jumping on the bandwagon. I mean, even bloody Claret and Hugh, fuck me. When Noble was saying, don't put so much pressure on Allaire yet, he's 100% right. He's 100% right. You can't do that. Yes, okay, he's looking like one of the best strikers we've had since Dean Ashton. Don't get me wrong. But no, you even Claret and Hugh said, yeah, with respect, Mark, he should be able to handle it. Well, how? He's only been in the country 6 weeks.
Yeah, well, I've made it known what I think of Claret and Hugh, and I mean, I don't mean to be disrespectful to Hugh. I think he runs a great organisation, but the problem is he has said some rather uncouth things that have brought a lot of controversy towards him and his website, and I don't think he will ever properly recover from the damage that he's caused, especially within the West Ham circles. I mean, I read a article, I think it was on Claret and Hugh, how he had been barred from attending all of the presses and whatnot, and I'm thinking, well, I don't know why you're complaining, considering you've said you've told lies about the club on numerous occasions. You've been caught out by them. It's not so much that it's not so much that the club are clamping down on the independent West Ham channels and whatnot. It's the fact that you yourself have spread slander about the West Ham for everyone to see. So I personally don't understand why he's bitching and complaining when he's only reaping the rewards he sowed quite a few years back with all the comments he made. So I mean, yes, I understand the frustration and whatnot that that the likes of Hammers Chat and Irons United have with getting permission to go to these sorts of things. Sorry, I spread a lie. I tell a lie. It was Knees Up Mother Brown that was complaining, not Claret and Hugh. I don't know why that came to mind, but again, it's I don't understand Hugh sometimes, and I don't understand Knees Up Mother Brown. I don't understand Hammers Chat completely. Hell, I don't even understand West Ham Fan TV. The only people I can kind of understand is the likes of you and me and all the smaller independent YouTube channels that are West Ham focused, because we're not in it for the money. We're not in it for the fame.
Hey, we'll have to come back, mate. Come back to that because the game's just kicked off now.
Ah, you bastard! I was on a roll.
If you were watching your own stream, mate, you'd see. We'll come back to your rant now, but so it doesn't look like there's been any substitutions at half time from what I can see. Nothing's come up as yet, but basically Bulgaria are on the ball still. Again, attacking straight through, and very good save from Pickford there. Just very, very quickly, Mark, DJ Blokey, who's over in France. Hi, chaps. Hope watch along is going well. England looking far too slow and lacking movement up front. Yes, mate, to a degree, yes. The tempo isn't there 100%. I agree with you from that side of things. Nick Squire, we're back on. Yep. So Rice passes over to Maguire, who passes to Rose. And doing a 1-2 between him and Rice by the looks of it.
Oh,
goes all into the box and gathered by the goalkeeper. So yeah, we'll definitely talk about that, AJ, about how the club and how the club is treating certain people as second-class citizens when channels like this and you and everybody else are the most popular for information.
Well, I've just made a note because I think I will actually do a video about it, just so I can have around. I mean, that's kind of why my new series, Football Central, started up, because it's the good, the bad, the ugly side of football. I mean, I don't know if you actually watched it, but I put out the first episode of Football Central when I'm talking about Bury FC. Sad state of affairs there, but that's one big reason why, because I want to tackle some of these big issues in football, and of course, we'll look at some electronic games.
Oh, good save! Very good save from Bulgaria there, mate.
I'm just catching up. See, a problem with living in New Zealand.
Yeah. Well, I'm about a minute behind everybody else, and I'm in the bloody country. Because I wasn't going to take all this gear downstairs in the living room. It's just ridiculous to do that.
Shit, internet quality providers.
Well, you see, the thing is that because the Rashford, that's not a penalty. Oh, it is. He's given it.
Penalty to who?
Oh, let's just have a look. So does he get the ball? No, he doesn't. So yes, it's a penalty. Yeah, I thought he got the ball. I thought his left leg got the ball, but yeah, no, nothing. So this will be interesting. Noble, where are you?
Yeah, well, that's just a sad state of affairs there. How he's never played for England is beyond me. I mean, it's just like we said.
He was under 20. Is the under 21's captain?
Yeah, well, this is true, but it's
Yeah, I know.
As we were saying the last game at Upton Park.
And 2-0. Not a bad penalty either, to be honest with you. Not the most emphatic one I've seen them take, but it's not bad. A lot of power, precision, sends the goalkeeper the right way. Be argued that's it's a perfect penalty, but
Kane brace.
Yep.
Can tell I'll be a busy boy tomorrow because I'll be talking about this game.
Right. Are you staying on after the final whistle? Yes, Mark, but not for too long, because we're going to talk about what AJ was talking about at the half, just before the second half kicked off. We will be going to stay for a little while, and one of the things I want to talk to you about, because I don't want you to repeat anything that you've done in your latest video, mate, but I want to talk to you about Bury and Bolton and a couple of other things as well. So we'll
here was me fully expecting you to say, "Oh, I want to make a porno with you," but no, just
well, the two usually go hand in hand, but. You're about 2 minutes behind me. How is that possible, Darren? Now, there's going to be a bit of a lag because of obviously because because when you stream there's about a 30-second delay anyway. But yeah,
that must mean I'm about 3 minutes behind Darren.
Hey,
must mean I'm about 3 minutes behind Darren then.
Yeah, probably, and you're closer than I am. Yeah, well, so that's the love of BT, unfortunately.
Yeah.
All right, so the Bulgarians on the ball. Kane doing his little. Kane's tiptoeing around. I don't know what he's trying to do there.
Wouldn't that be the cream of the cake? He goes and scores 2 for England. All of a sudden, injured for Spurs for 4 months.
Mate, it's happened before. I'm sure it'll happen again at some point. So Henderson passing it over to Rashford, but the defender gets in the way. Well, not a bad challenge there from Barkley. Not a bad challenge at all. So Rose over to Rashford again. Back to Rose.
One of the unsung heroes.
Hey?
Well, one of the unsung heroes in the game got to be Harry Maguire. He's living up to that £80 million price tag.
I'll ignore that sarcasm. He's not worth that.
Well,
He's not worth that, mate. He's not. He's no way worth that. It was a Leicester's hands-off price tag. You're that stupid to pay that amount of money. You can have him. That's what that was.
Well, Liverpool paid 75 for Virgil van Dijk, and he's.
You're saying Maguire is better than Virgil van Dijk.
Well, in this game, yeah. I mean, you put Virgil van Dijk in with these bunch of muppets, and I'm sorry, you've got half of Spurs and half of City, and you're expecting me to be level-headed. Two teams I hate the most. I mean, Rice is right. I will always blow smoke up Rice at last because he's West Ham till he dies. But asking me to be nice to two teams I despise.
But then it's not. They're playing for England. It's totally different. It's totally different. You're not going to goad me on this. I know you're trying to, but you're not going to goad me on this. Let's not start that again. There's potentially a few kids here watching.
Yes. Sorry, I'll take a pop when I can.
Yeah, and there's. Do you know what? I was expecting the melee that I had on Wednesday week, I should say, when I did the third round of the cup, and so far nothing. Everyone's behaving themselves. I'm quite impressed with that. Well, bearing in mind we've hardly hit double digits, so people are obviously not. I mean, this is what I love about the channel. This is what I really love about these guys is that we always get the same amount of people that come in all the time. Ben does, Mark does, Darren does when we're at the right time. He always makes a comment on the videos that go up. Nick comes on a lot. Jaswinder comes on a lot as well. There's a nice little Turbo as well. There's a nice little community growing in this channel, and I really like it. And it's, guys, the channel wouldn't be as strong, getting as strong as it is without each and every one of you. So thank you very much. I wouldn't be able to do half of this stuff if it wasn't for you guys. It really wouldn't. So thank you very much to everybody.
I also want to follow that up with the fact that if you are wanting to get into the YouTube scene, if you do want someone to help give you some advice, John is definitely a man. He's definitely given me a little bit of tips and pointers. I mean, he's getting on my case about, you need to buy all this sort of gear. Well,
Rashford. Boy. Oh, Sterling, 3-0.
Oh, nice.
Brilliant run from Rashford there. Absolutely superb. And quite rightly so, gets a hug out of it. Very, very, very good one.
But no, John is definitely a really good mentor to have.
Thanks, mate. Have you done anything that I told you to? You haven't, have you? Have you bought that? Bluetooth clicker I told you about?
No, because I've had quite a few. Hear me out. I'm paying $52 to go and see my local GP. So, and when I'm only bringing in a part-time wage.
It's fair enough, mate. Fair enough.
What an absolute goal by Sterling, though. That was absolutely brilliant. Fantastic.
Very good run from Rashford, linking with Kane, linking to Sterling. Very, very good.
Boom, bang. Fantastic. Yep. No, brilliant. No, but just getting back to what you were saying, in Friday's video, which will be the September channel update, I'm going to be talking about what's coming new technologically to the channel as well. So bear in mind that I am a couple of days ahead with the videos. I've already got Wednesday's preview for Villa away all sorted out. I've got the video coming out in less than 45-ish minutes. So yeah, quite a few good things. And if you at home are interested in following, head over to my channel, Kiwi Hammers TV. Just of course, keep the tab open for this because John wants to get. Well, John and I are quite enjoying your company, but yeah, make sure you go check out my channel. It's football with a twist. I'll tell you that much.
That is one way of putting it. Yeah. There is somebody on YouTube that I've been talking to a little while. I won't mention their name, but it was quite funny what you said to me, because we were talking over the summer, and he did say that because he watches your stuff as well. At least he did at the start of the summer, and he said that he said your videos makes him laugh because, and I quote, he said it looks like he's playing around with paint. It was
It's all a music.
It was so funny. It was brilliant. It's like he's only just learned how to use paint. It was
No, well, that is one of the pieces of software that I do use, and I'm not afraid to admit it. I'm using Microsoft Paint,
but at the same point, though, mate,
it
you might have noticed if you've watched any of my previews over the last four previews now, I think I've started putting up the team sheet image. Because I really love that when you do your team sheet and the substitute side of it. I really that's one of your strengths, mate. Definitely. But guys, yeah, I'm not just saying it because AJ's on, but he was like, we've been talking for, it's got to be like 2 years now, isn't it? I think at least a year and a half. At least a year and a half.
No, about 2 years. Yeah, 2 years.
Because I think it wasn't that long after I started the channel that I dropped you a message.
Well, I remember when you had less than 100 subs, I was one of your first to subscribe, and now 1,000 subscribers later.
Yeah.
So no, and I mean, yeah, okay, I'm the first to admit I don't watch all of your videos, but in saying that, what videos I do catch, absolutely brilliant. So yeah,
thank you, mate. It was quite funny actually at the Southampton game at the end of last season. That's when I bumped into Jazz, and he was saying to me, he said, "Are you still doing your video?" I said, "Yes, mate. It's been going for almost 2 years." You should have seen the look on his face. But that's the funny thing. YouTube will promote certain videos and then it won't. It just won't do it. For example, I've updated some of the tags in the channel in the background stuff, and I still don't. You come up on the list of West Ham fan channels higher than me. I've got exactly the same tags that you use, because it literally goes like West Ham fan TV, obviously because they're like the biggest, Hammers chat, and there's some other random ones in there that, and then there's Flump TV, Kate's channel, and then there's you. And I was like, I'm not even on the first page. 1,100 subscribers. I've got more subscribers than you and Kate's channel combined, and I'm still nowhere near the top. It's really irritating. But people.
Sorry, mate. The department is
the people that one of the things that is a reason. Hang on, we're almost on the attack now. Let's go back to talking about what we're supposed to be talking about. But yeah, Barkley over to Trippier, passes it over to, who is that? It looks like Kane, but it's not Kane because it's a number 8. Anyway,
could be Henderson.
It could be actually. Yeah, it's got the same dopey haircut.
I've got my team sheet right here. You see.
Right, so then Barkley charging down the midfield. Oh, good idea. Very, very good idea. Trying to pass to Sterling there, but overly hit it.
Well, when it comes to watching games live, I always like to use pen and paper. So take the game against Norwich, for instance.
Your missus is well happy with that, isn't she?
It works. It really does work.
Well, one of the reasons I went live after the Man City game was because I was making quite a fair bit of notes in there. Because let's face it, we had a lot of time to do that. But yeah, it does help. It really, really does help. which is one of the reasons why when I come back from the games, I talk to Nikki, so that Nikki and Ryan and all that from West Ham Fan TV, because my mind ticks over quite a lot, which is why I literally come straight back home, shoot the reaction videos, do the editing I need to do, and then upload it. I'm not one sort of person that's going to go out the game, go out drinking. As much as I want to, as much as it's killing my social life, I literally come straight home and record everything, and then literally just do whatever I do afterwards. But by the time I've come in, edited up, loaded it, it's like 9 o'clock, man. It's like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. It's just like it's too late to start going out because I have to come home soon. It's a pain in the arse.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, mind you, an exception will have to be made. I do want to go out to the Carpenters when I come over.
We'll talk about that, mate. You don't. You don't. No disrespect to anybody that if anyone's watching that drinks in the Carpenter's Arms, but you don't. We'll talk about that. But yeah, there's much better pubs to go into than there. So Trippier into the box. Ooh. So Henderson's on the ball now. Not doing a lot with it. Passing it to Barkley. That's why Trippier, I should say. To Rice. First time he's been on the ball for a little while. Rashford. Ooh! That would have been a great goal by Kane. That would have been certainly would have been a hat trick if that defender hadn't got in the way there.
I reckon he's hunting for it.
It is, of course he is. Yeah, he wants an England hat trick, 100%.
Mind you, do you blame him?
No, of course not. Definitely. We're top of the table as it is because of the Nations League.
Yeah.
And this Sterling offside by the looks of it just there. So whatever happens, we're in with a chance of automatic qualification, be it automatically through the table or that we'll go through the playoff system. But anyway, so I'll talk about that more in the preview, which I'll be doing for tomorrow for the Kosovo game. What's Jazz asking? Who remembers the legendary Bulgaria team of the 1994 World Cup that reached the semi-finals? Stochiov, I think you pronounced that, was great. Jazz, I was 14, mate. to remember that far back.
I wasn't even born then, so
yeah. But it'd be good. It'd be nice to see someone like Mark or Darren, because they're a lot older than us. No disrespect to them, they are a lot older than us. We'll be able to. We'll probably be able to jump on that. Forget Carpenters look like a dump. Yeah, see, I'm not the only one that says it, Age. You can see Jazz's comment there.
Substitution for Bulgaria. Berberdov comes off in place of Dimitrov. And so, it looks like Mason Mount's coming on too.
Right. So is Henderson coming off, or is Mount going to replace his mate? This would be interesting.
Yep, absolutely.
So Bulgaria on the attack, but very well cleared by Trippier, but actually not that well cleared because number 9's got on the ball. So yeah, out for a goal, out for a throw-in. FIFA Lord 4 says England will win Euros. Be nice. So we go number 8, which is Henderson. I was right.
Yep.
Henderson. So yep, that's it. The brothers. Now talking to the good mates. Talking to which, I think Darren earlier when we were talking about mates on the pitch. Where are we? Where did he do it? I saw him put something up. I think this doesn't actually count. Where is it? Where is that comment gone? Great to see his debut. Would have been nice for him to, it'd be nice to see Tyron Mings on Tuesday. Actually, see what happens with that.
Yeah, it would be.
He's done well since leaving Southampton. He has done really well.
The one Yeah, well, this
Here we
side
go. Here we go.
the
Here we go. Darren's early comment. Phil and Gary must have been friends. They were brothers. It doesn't count. I know what he means, but they were brothers, man. It doesn't count. Sorry, mate. What were you going to say?
I was about to say, given the fact that they're a pile of steaming shit rooted at the bottom of the Premier League table, Southampton. I'm surprised we haven't seen much of Che Adams.
Yes, I know. A very, very key player for him. I don't think he's not out injured. I don't think.
No, he's just been quiet. I'm wondering if the move from Birmingham to Southampton's caused a little bit of issues, but he was fantastic for Birmingham. I think there's
Yeah.
been a bit too much hype built up around him. He's unable to build, unable to maintain the expectations put on him. But dare I say, maybe at Southampton, he could do well. He could. You just don't know. I mean,
It's too early, mate. As we said earlier, it's way too early.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to probably mention at some point soon, probably in the first preview video, why I don't like Southampton.
Here we go. Rose keeps the ball in the box there. Passes over to Mount by the looks of it. Oh, nice try. Nice try. Sorry, mate, you were saying?
Thinking that the first game we play Southampton of the season, I might talk about why I can't stand playing them, why I can't stand them, full stop. Just for you, mate. I'll even create a whole dedication for you.
Actually, just thinking about it, one of the other things that I use as well, I don't know if you noticed recently, that I use what is now premierinjuries.com, because you used to use it a lot. You used when it was the that Premier League injuries website you were looking at. You would just say that comes out. I've been using that, and it's been so much more helpful. They are literally within half a day of their updates. It's such a reliable guy. So guys, I know a few people have asked this over some of the videos I've done. So premierinjuries.com. It's that's the new name of that's the new website for they literally just focus on nothing but that, basically. Some very interesting reading in there. Good to see Jazz's humour. Does anybody have a copy of the 1923 FA Cup final programme, West Ham versus Bolton, worth a lot of cash? I'll be very surprised if anyone watching this has that, mate. I'll be very, very surprised. But you never know. You never know. Right, so Trippier's doing a throw-in. And it looks like... Who's that Tash Little Herbert? So it looks like Sterling's coming off for...
Sancho.
Yeah, it looks like it. Jadon Sancho, yeah. What a great idea having him playing out in Germany. Very, very good idea. Because you can really see it when he plays for England. You can really see he's got that European style to his game now.
Well, of course.
Jazz says, I know it's only a game, but I don't like the look of a Jetty in that Newport game. Hope I am wrong. Fornell's played more like a forward in that game. Yeah, I know what you mean, Jazz. It was his debut, so I don't want to criticise the boy. He's only 22. He's the same age as Rice. Remember, so I don't want to criticise the man. I don't think it's right to. I know what you mean, Jazz, and you quite rightly so. But AJ, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I thought Yeti played well, given that it was his debut and given that it was League Two Newport. But yeah, I think a little bit more time training and a little bit more time developing into a brilliant centre forward. And yes, he could give Sebastian Haller some competition. But I think the one player that's intrigued me the most, and I've since found out that he's playing at under 23 football at the moment, is centre back.
Kane wins the ball back. No, another penalty. Kane was brought down. It's a penalty.
Well, there it is. That'll be his hat trick, I'd say.
If the goalkeeper doesn't go the other way.
Yeah, true.
Or Kane. Sorry, I should let me reiterate that. Kane goes for the right side again, and the goalkeeper goes to his right. So this would be interesting. Here we go.
Ooh.
Here you go. Yeah, that's it. 4-0. Both went the same direction, but the goalkeeper didn't look confident. The goalkeeper did not look confident at all.
Oh, that's something he can be proud of. Hat trick hero.
Yep.
That's
now 4 goals. Sorry, 6. 4 goals because he's on 2 and 3 beforehand. So it was 3 and 3. So it's now 4 and 3, 5 and 3 goals for Harry Kane for England. I'm sorry, mate, but I'm taking the West Ham bit out of it at the moment. He is a cracking player. You can't not say it.
Fantastic penalty.
Do you know what? Kane's a bit of a Troy Deeney style. Yeah, you hate him when he plays against you, but a player you would take all day long to be in your squad. You just would. You would.
Yeah, no, I'll agree to that. And you and I, but on my stream, he's just knocked the camera right out of the net.
It was a lot stronger than his first penalty. A lot stronger.
Far out, yes. Yeah, Kane 5 goals in 3 matches.
Yeah.
But I was just saying earlier, one player I'm surprised we haven't seen is Gonzalo Cardoso, however you want to say his name.
Yeah. Bulgarian free kick just on the outside of the box. And Darren now jumps into that comment. 60 goals for Celtic. What's Jazz saying while this is going on? I had a great collection of Panini sticker albums from 78 to 90, which my mum brilliantly gave away to the charity shop once without telling me. Mate, we've all been there. We've all had our toys donated to charity or given to the car boot sale without being told. You know, it happens, unfortunately. And Ben's reaction to it is, oh, blimey, Jazz. Right, so free kick for Bulgaria. Looks like it's about to be taken, probably by the number 11 by the looks of him. One of the oldest men in football. Honestly, their collective age is like 27.6 years. The average player. There's a lot of 30 guys in there. There's about at least about 6 or 7, if I remember correctly. 30 plus. Here we go. Kick. Just over the bar. Where are we? Yeah, good save. Good save, to be fair, to Pickford. Very good save. Sees it late. Gets right in the right position at the right time. Perfect. Poor corner. Very poor corner from Bulgaria. And he goes down like a caddock, and it's a free kick to England. What a surprise. It's taken very, very quickly. And just goes out for a throw-in. Oh, he trips over his own bloody foot. Yes, Barkley rests his hand on his back. He is trying to push him down, to be fair, but he trips over his own bloody foot.
Some players.
And Kane is given armband 2. I couldn't see who was given the armband because Kane's coming off, and
Probably either Rose.
Chamberlain. So potentially 4-5-1 now, I guess. Because it'll only be Rashford up front.
Yeah. Yeah, mind you, it is a good decision.
Darren Egan says, yes, I'm still buying them for my son. So, Darren, if you're feeling a bit generous, mate, he'll jump on me for that. He'll ask for Jazz's address. You watch. Guys, one of the things I wanted to point out to you, this is something I would never normally do under any circumstances, but as you guys may have noticed, that there is now, because I've hit the 1,000 subscribers, there is now what is known as Super Chat, which is basically a way of you guys donating to the channel through a live stream, which will help, obviously, go directly towards the channel getting them improved gear, which I'm hoping is going to be a bloody better internet connection at some point. But guys, if you want to support the channel, then by all means send me a super chat. I'm not going to go begging like a lot of content creators do, but the option is there. If you want to send me a couple of quid, 99p, 50p, whatever you want, then by all means you're more than welcome to do that. Any fancy update, John? Darren, no, because the last one was done on Monday evening on the Facebook group. Sorry, the Facebook channel, I should say, for the channel itself. So yeah, so you have to go over there. I know there's quite a few people on here that have been asking for it, but it is literally going to be exclusive for Facebook only. And just as Sancho goes for goal, but he gets intercepted, and he's quite annoyed with himself. But yeah, no, as I said, guys, for those that are in the fantasy league, go check out the Facebook channel page itself on Facebook, and there's all the videos there, so you'll be able to watch the updates over that. Do you know what, mate? This is one of the lowest amount of viewers I've ever had on this channel.
How many have we got?
Currently got 4 people watching. I mean, it's understandable. This game's on the telly and it's England, so it's understandable. But I was expecting a little bit more than just that. I'm terrible at it. Ben, mate, you're better than me at the minute. For your fantasy league. But
yeah,
I know why he's asking, so I will heed to him. But honestly, Darren, if you want to see the full breakdown, go onto the Facebook page and have a look at it. But I would, because I know what he's asking, because he wants to know where him and his boy are doing. So, and to be fair, they're not doing too badly, to be honest with you. Richie is, where are we? Richie's at 18. He's on 18th position with 234 points. And you, me old mate, you are, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Now, Jazz is not going to like this because Jazz is currently 55th. He was 3rd the first week at the start of the season. Where are we? So, God, where is you? You're 30s. You're in the 30s somewhere, I think, mate, if I remember correctly. Yeah, 35. 35th on 215 points. Got some great names going on here. But what you just seen, mate?
Bit of breaking news. Javi Gracia from Watford has been sacked. Sanchez Flores now takes over at Watford Football Club.
Oh, interesting. I'm surprised it's lasted this long, to be honest with you. Given how Watford are with their managers, I'm surprised he's lasted this long. But yeah, Flores going in. Flores, that's a bit of a risk, isn't it?
Watford Football Club confirms the departure of head coach Javi Gracia. Chairman and CEO Scott Duxbury said Javi has represented Watford with great dignity and will always be deserving of our fullest respect for his achievements. Gracia's staff will also be leaving the club ahead of the imminent appointment of a new coaching team. Everyone at the Hornets wishes Javi and his staff all the very best for the future. They'll always be, usual they'll always be welcome visitors in the future at Vicarage Road.
Now,
wow.
Go on, mate. Sorry, go on.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, wow, did not see that one coming.
Well, I could see Gracia going. I couldn't see Flores coming back in appointing them. But guys, from looking at the BBC app, they've got a very, very interesting little graph coming up here, just as Bulgaria are making a change. Right, so hopefully, can you? No, it's too bright. That's too bright. Basically, they've given up information about points per game from the Watford's last Premier League managers. Gracia has had his average is 1.2, I think. Flores is 1.2, Marco Silva 1.1, Walter Mazzari 1.1 and 3/4 by the looks of it. Adi Boyd 2/3 of a point, and Graham Taylor lost 6. Very, very interesting. Yeah, very bit of a shocker, that one. In terms of who they've appointed, 100%. See what has anybody's actually heard it yet? Jazz, no, it doesn't look like it. Jazz, I heard a pie and mash shop is opening soon near the ground, maybe in Westfield. Oh, please, 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 please. I really miss that about bowling. I really miss Nathan's. I can't. It's unbelievable. I really, really do miss that. Where are we? Anyone know we can't watch the game on TV screens in the ground near the beer and food stalls as often I struggle to buy and drink a pint within the 15 minutes break. To be honest, I've got a funny feeling there was something about licensing, as stupid as it is, because they're not actually our cameras that are broadcasting the game. It's whoever actually owns the rights to it. They're not actually ours, because it's not owned by Sky. I mean, it's owned by a consortium, if I remember correctly, and Sky get divvied up, and then BT get divvied up, and then the 3 o'clock kickoffs are broadcast around the rest of the world. But I don't know. I think it's something to do with that. I think it's a collective of conversations. AJ, mate, you're looking very deep in thought, which is unusual for you. What's going on?
I was just trying to log into
Pornhub?
My fantasy football team. Easy, Tiger. We'll save that kind of talk for once the live stream is over. I think we're pretty much wrapped this up now. Well, definitely, but you can start to see that we're now just building up for the position. Get that position stats up.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. %, I think, I reckon, because the stats never reflect the actual game. I mean, we had apparently against Newport City, we had like 70% when we bloody didn't.
No, they were all over us.
Exactly.
I mean, to be fair, half the time we were bending over so they could take it. Well, so that we could take it up the arse, but you know. Right. So according to this match stats, we've had 68% possession, which I think is a little bit more reflective than. But I don't think it's that high. I don't think it's that high. But 16 shots, 5 on target, 5 corners, and 11 fouls. Bulgaria 32%, obviously. 4 shots, 4 on target. That's not a bad ratio, mate, to be honest with you. What they've done very, very well. 2 corners and 7 fouls. So I'm surprised that I'm not surprised, because Bulgaria, as I said, you know, I'm surprised they haven't scored. That shows you how well Pickford has been in goal, because they've everything, every single thing they've tried has been on target, and he's sorted every single one of them. Well, not every single one of them, because there's a couple of clearances by players, but most of it. Definitely made me eat my words.
I still think they're going to score. I've got a horrible feeling it's going to happen. Literally, not just because they're on the counter as it stands at the minute, and Trippier puts it out for a throw. But I said at the start they score. I don't think they've had they've any of their oppositions over since the last 4 years, if I remember correctly, from a qualifying perspective. I think only one team has kept a clean sheet against them.
I reckon that we could do it too. I reckon England have this one.
Here we go, Rashford. Oh, good save.
I mean, let's be real for a minute. Stranger things have happened. I mean, Andy Carroll going back to Newcastle for one thing.
That was inevitable. That was inevitable. We knew that was going to happen. Great little 1-2 between Barkley and Rashford in that build up to that game there. Very, 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 very close. And let's see what happens with the goalkeeper, because it's ball to the face. Oh, ow. No wonder he's no wonder he's rolling about a little bit. Keeping you up, sunshine.
Oh, right. Yeah, well.
Do you know, honestly, it's the funny thing. Most of our conversations that have been over Facebook has all been, what time is it over there, isn't it? Most of it.
Pretty much. See, and this is the sacrifice
because we talk so often, and it's just, and even though we've never physically met, I do deem you as a mate, because we're always in communication, and I sometimes I really forget that I'm, like, for example, I'll be texting you at 11 o'clock in the morning, so I'm going to bed, it's 10. You know, I just forget. I legitimately forget.
Yeah, nah, it's all good, man. You should know this by now. Yeah. No, it's interesting. I mean, time zones are time zones, but for the love of football, just need to make a cup of coffee. Mind you, pretty much the day's already started for me now anyway, so.
I mean, so are you looking at what, 5:45 your time, give or take?
Yep. Yes, after this, I'll share the YouTube video, and I'll get started on the next one.
But yeah, guys, for all of the 3 people that are currently watching, which is probably Jazz and Darren and possibly Ben, because the chat is just between Jazz and Darren at the minute. But yeah, guys, I know Darren already follows you, but Jazz, go and check out the Kiwi Hammers TV. It is a very, very good. It does do some very, I can't say controversial, because they're not, but it's because he basically says what he thinks, but a lot of it is funny. A lot of it is very, very funny. I mean, if you haven't gathered by now from this conversation, AJ's sense of humor is just as dry and dark as mine. So, but he puts a lot more humor into his videos than I do. I must admit, I do it slightly serious. I do sometimes take it too seriously.
You're way too serious when it comes to your videos. You need to lighten the fuck up.
Yeah, I know, but it's difficult. I can't do it. I hate joking about West Ham because it just feels wrong. It really does. I'm happy to piss about with everybody else. I'm happy with that. When I do I do drop in a few things, but yeah, the reason being, because I'm straight back from work when I do the videos. You know, because I'm still in that sort of mindset. Whereas tomorrow will probably be a lot more tongue in cheek for the Kosovo preview, because there's not much to talk about. I've got to try and put it out somehow. I mean, the preview of this game was nine odd minutes, and about 7 of that was me padding it out, because you can't find out who's injured. You don't know who these players play for. You know, all you can tell. I mean, the only England player that's out of them as it stands at the minute is Wan-Bissaka, so I couldn't talk about anything about that because he's out with a back injury. That's it. Whereas when we're doing the league games, it's much easier to just ramble on, because you get so much more information out.
Yeah, that's why club football will always be better than international.
Yes and no.
I mean, there's a part of you that's saying 100% yes. I know
there really isn't. The reason being is because because normally, since Southgate came in, we are playing 10 times better than we've done for donkey's years, and therefore there's not much for us to talk about. That's the thing. Whereas with league games, it's we can ramble on to the cows come home, because we do see a lot of shit. not just us, but football fans in general see a lot of shit every week. I mean, this game hasn't. I mean, we're literally into the last 9 seconds of the game now, and you know it hasn't been a stellar England performance in any shape or form, but there's not much to talk about at the same point. It's four fucking goals, and there's not much to talk about.
Statistically, Allardyce is still better than Southgate, so.
Darren's literally put something up in the chat that I was literally about to say. Great to see Deck play for 90 minutes. Yes, mate. Agreed. 100%. He's looking so composed. He's one of the first names on the West Ham team sheet, and he's starting to become one of the first names on the England team sheet as well now. Just as Darren Rose has been carded, then so it looks like we're going to be. It's 30 seconds over the 2 minutes. It looks like any minute now we're going to have any second now we're going to have Harry Kane's got up before the whistle's blown. But yeah, very. So summing up, AJ, over the 90, mate. What are your thoughts on it?
Standard England performance against piss poor opposition. Look, no disrespect to Bulgaria. I mean, they've got some talented players. You can see that they're really clinical, very, very good on the ball. Some decent decisions made, but it's just a standard 4-0 against a weak opposition. And what more can you really say apart from that? Man of the match, I don't even know who's in contention apart from Harry Kane. He's
3 goals. That's it. That's the only reason why he would be in there. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's played some good football. Most of them have. This is the thing. Most of them have. It is almost like watching a league game. Who do you bloody pick? Because it hasn't been a stalwart. It hasn't been a brilliant performance. It was far from clinical and technical. That's for sure. Bulgaria were more technical than we were. If you take the stats into equation, 4 shots, 4 shots at target, and 4 on target. You know, But I mean, Danny Rose played exactly to the level I expected him to. Pickford didn't have that much to do, but he was the busier of the 2 goalkeepers and was brilliant. Keane was there, but he didn't have any apart from that booking in the first half. Didn't really have that. There's really not that much to talk to him about. Where else are we? So Maguire played perfectly well, again to the level I expected him to. Trippier perfectly fine. You know, there's nobody out there. I mean, Rice, you know, he was instrumental. He kept things ticking over. Sterling is back to his best now by the looks of it. He just needs another goal for England. Kane, hat-trick aside, played exceptionally well. Henderson played well. Barkley played well. Rashford played well. There's nobody to criticise. There really isn't anyone to criticise. There's nobody had. Okay, you could say Harry Maguire had, from his standards, from an England point of view, had a relatively average game, but the playing against the average thing. I'm surprised we kept a clean sheet. That's the only thing I will say, because Bulgaria have just been a lot more clinical than us.
Indeed, yeah. Just jumped onto the chat for a second, and Jazz, AJ, when does the main Australian Football League season start? Where are you based in Australia? I'm not in Aussie, I'm in New Zealand.
Hence the Kiwi Hammers, Jazz. Wake up, come on, son.
The Hyundai A-League kicks off Friday, 11th of October. Adelaide United versus Sydney FC. And it's a home game for the Wellington Phoenix up against New Boys Western United FC. So, and I've got a funny feeling I'll actually be working that one.
Jazz has also made a comment just before that, as they used to show the game at the bowling around the beer stalls. Yes, they did, but this is the thing, where it's under different ownership now. It's under different ownership, so the contracts are different. It could, as I say, it could just be a licensing thing that the LLDC or the E20, whatever groups, it could be just the fact that they didn't give the go ahead to do that. I mean, I can understand it from one point of view because they want bums on seats, not people standing around by the bar. But yeah, I don't. Yeah, I honestly think it's a licensing thing that they didn't really think about. There's a lot of things about the stadium that the owners didn't think about, and they are slowly catching up with it all. But AJ, going back to what you were saying earlier in the halftime break, fuck me, what was it again?
Independent, basically independent organisations and whatnot. Look, coming from a broadcasting background, the way we get media nowadays is absolutely changed. You're not relying on the likes of Match of the Day or any of that sort of thing. The internet has had a massive change to the way we get media, and I mean, look at what we're doing now. We've just spent 2 hours, 10 minutes, and 26 seconds watching England play Bulgaria.
Well, we spent about half an hour watching it. We spent about 2 hours talking.
Yeah, give or take. But you rewind 10 years and this sort of thing wouldn't be happening. Live streaming wasn't a thing 10 years ago. So, the way we get media nowadays has changed, and it's definitely put the big boys to shame. And unfortunately, there are organisations that just don't understand this new age media that we've now got in the 21st century. It's completely foreign to them. And I mean, I worked 4 years in radio broadcasting, and even then, that bridging the gap between what we got and what we were getting elsewhere was just completely different. I was looking at things that were happening on YouTube, but radio and TV were picking up 2-3 hours later. So
yeah,
to say that the likes of YouTube breaks the big stories is about right. It's just about there.
Yeah, 90% of the time, mate. Yeah, I agree with you because if it's not on YouTube, it's on Twitter, or it's on Facebook, or it's on if you're in the States, it's Reddit. There's there's YouTube's been going for what are we 15, 16 years now, give or take, something like that. There's basically teenagers that have been around the length of time that YouTube has, and YouTube started out with people putting up videos of their cats climbing walls and playing with dogs doing backflips and all that sort of stuff. And one of the reasons why this channel started is Redman TV. I absolutely love them. They are brilliant. They are literally the first ever channel to take full advantage of YouTube to bring sports news about Liverpool. They've been doing it pretty much from day one. It's at least over 10 years they've been doing it, which is why they got the following that they have, which is the reason why the Redmen Chris was it Chris Mage? Not Chris, it's the other, because he'll kill me for this if he watches this, but I think it's Chris Mage. Got to interview Jurgen Klopp summer before last because their relationship is very, very good with the club. Now, the thing is, Graham Howlett has been on the channel a couple of weeks back, and we had a conversation. It was before all this stuff that he was moaning. He jumped on, as much as I love Graham, he jumped on the bandwagon when Gonzo did that video about why YouTube forums aren't given the recognition. He didn't do a word until that video came out. Maybe he was waiting for the right time. I don't know. But at the end of the day, the reason why Claret and Hugh are still getting the exposure that they do is because they kiss ass. Graham doesn't. Yeah. Graham, you said earlier that it was slander. I don't think it was, to be honest with you, mate. It wasn't complimentary, 100%. But he gave his opinion on what was going on, and they hate it. West Ham Fan TV are nowhere near in the pocket that everybody thinks that they are. They think they are because everybody thinks they are because they have such a huge following. But they and Nikki and Ryan said this on the other night when they did their live stream on Thursday night. They want to be sitting in the press box. they don't want to be sitting in the obviously they'd like to sit in the conference, the post-match conferences and all that sort of stuff, but they're not interested in that. They want to talk to people like you and me. That's their main. It's West Ham fan TV. That they want to. Their focus is purely on the fan base, which is perfect because at the end of the day, they are fans just as much as you and I are. They are probably more so from certain points of view, but they're not interested in the whole corporate crap. I mean, if West Ham came on, if this channel keeps growing the way that it's been growing, and I'm starting to hit six figures, right, with the subscriber base, when West Ham say, we want you to come along and do something, I'd happily go. Of course, I'd happily go. Because I'd say I want to see if it was something I want to do. I wouldn't sit there and for example, if I was sitting in with the rest of the journalists, which by the way criticise the club left, right, and centre, but because they publicise the club, they're still in all the time. That doesn't make sense from one point of view. I'm sitting in with the journalists, and it comes around to my questions, and I'm saying, well, can you explain why Wilshere had such a shit game, or Anderson wasn't playing? I wouldn't be asked back because I'll be asking questions that everybody wants to know, and there's the difference. The club are only interested in promoting themselves through newspapers. They're not interested in real supporters' opinions. They're not at all in any shape. Well, I emailed the club a couple of years ago about something way before I started this channel, way before that. I asked them something in relation to the point system. Because I was one of them, probably one of the hundreds of thousands of supporters that asked that question, which is why the point system's changed a little bit which is again caused controversy. I'm still waiting for them to come back to me. They only answer what they want to answer, and it's awful. It is a horrible thing to do, and I'm sure there's other channels out there, like Newcastle Fan TV. I have no idea. I haven't seen any of that. I mean, I've only been following for the last 6-7 months. But I've gone back and had a look at their stuff. They've got a very, very good crowd of people that watch them and comment and do content for them and all that sort of stuff. And I don't see them being invited up to St James's Park for anything, any pitch side conversations or anything. Again, Nikki and Ryan touched on this on Thursday when they were talking about when they were invited into the premiere of Iron Man when that came out 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
The only people that were actually bothered to talk to him was Slav and Ginge, and there was one other. Who was the other one? I can't remember who the other one was. Most of the club didn't even know who they were because they weren't introduced properly. Yeah, Slav was. I mean, even Noble, as Nikki said, Noble was standing right next to Nikki and Ryan when they were doing that, talking to Sky Sports. Walked off after that. Understandable. He's got a lot of commitments to do, but at the same point, you're going
to entertain the fans.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the this is the whole point. Is the club don't care about the fan base. They're not bothered, and in some ways that works to content creators' advantage. Because they know they don't care about the fans, so we can say whatever we want. I mean, we can say whatever we want anyway. It's freedom of speech, blah blah blah, which seems to be lacking here nowadays. But at the same point, we can. If West Ham said, I want you to take that video. I mean, they took one of my videos down because I did the reaction to Andy Carroll. Well, it's more the FA because the FA doing it because of the because I think it was something to do with there was too much crowd, too much footage of him playing. Understandable. Did I have an option to give my side of the story? No. I mean, this is a debate that's been going around for YouTube for years about this whole fair usage stuff, and yet nobody defines what fair usage is. Some people say it's 30 seconds. Some people say it's 10 seconds, 20 seconds. There's nothing actually concrete that defines it, which again goes back to what you were saying earlier, mate, about attitudes and the law needing to come up to date with how the world is. Some copyright law, for example. It's 25 years since they made any changes, I think. So at least round about the mid-90s, I think, something along those sort of lines. So therefore, people like you and me who publish content, and we want to put out the best that we can. If we get a copyright strike against us, we have no way of appealing it because the law doesn't exist for people like you and me. And that's what I really, really hate about it. It really is awful. It will come around to at some point. There was a big case over in the States a couple of years ago. I forget what the outcome was, but because a YouTuber took another YouTuber's content, stuck it in with their own video, he was done for copyright. But there was no advantage given on either end, because he didn't take that to further his content. He just did that as part of a conversation about a few other things. And this is the thing: there's a really, really cool guy over in the States that I watch, TAF316, who does a lot of reaction to programs. You're nodding, so I'm guessing you've seen some of his stuff as well. The amount of things that have to be edited out because the BBC don't like certain people commenting on certain things. It's just like, it's like, who cares, man? He's talking about stuff 40 years ago. I mean,
it's an absolute joke. But my boy, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to shoot up. Phone's dying rather rapidly. So, but no, look, fantastic to join you on the show. It's been an absolute pleasure, and we'll definitely catch up. You and me will do a live stream, another one few weeks from now. Bournemouth away.
I want to say Bournemouth away. Shame you can't come on Monday week for the Villa game. That would have been quite entertaining. That, but yeah, we'll definitely do a league game one day, mate. One of the away games, 100%.
Yeah, sweet. All right. Well, thank you very much, and we'll catch up with you later on.
Yes, mate. All right. Good to see you, AJ. Take care, mate. I'll speak to you soon.
Sweet. See you.
Right. Bye-bye. Guys, so thank you very much for all your time. We did have a bit of a prattle on there. But if you want to contact me on Twitter at JPWHUTV. As I mentioned earlier, join the Facebook group and also channel at JPWHUTV. If you want to catch me on Instagram, again, the username is at JPWHUTV. Thank you very much to everybody that's watched. If you're new around here and you've liked it, by all means, thank you very much for your time. It's been a long conversation. I'm guessing there's been a few more people that have come in, but nobody's been talking. But that's fine. If you like the channel and you feel and you want to know more about the content that's coming up, then by all means, please click the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you get to know when next videos are coming up. As I say, the preview for the Kosovo game at Southampton is going to be recorded and going up at some point on tomorrow afternoon. And also, and then Tuesday night will be the live stream discussing the video, the actual game as it happens. AJ won't be joining us for obvious reasons. For the same reason he can't join us for the Villa game, because it's going to be Tuesday morning and he'll be at work, or need to get to work, I should say. But in the meantime, guys, thank you very much for your time, and I will see you tomorrow. All the best. Take care.